Before we start the first game of the season, I have to trade away Thaddeus Young, and I didn't want to, but I have to because look at that contract. 3 years, $36 million. While Trevor Booker, he's just one overall under. They're the same age. Trevor Booker actually has 2 stars instead of 1.5, and Trevor Booker's only getting paid for 1 year, $4.78 million. So we have to do this trade. We got to get the cap down. They've agreed to our trade, so Trevor Booker will now be starting for us. And I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay tonight, and I'll see you later.
The city lights of Brooklyn in the cutting-edge Barclays Center. Quite a view. Hello, everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. The Nets will look to their home court advantage, just one game here in Brooklyn. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. They were dominated last year, not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series.
And this, the first of 3 games these two teams will play against one another this season.
Yeah, you know, these are two rival teams that will see each other a fair amount this season. We'll see which team can tip it off with a win.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Butler teamed with Dunleavy on the perimeter. Brook Lopez is out there at Pau Gasol. And it's Brooks in at the point. From 10 feet out, Green, no luck. And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
Some solid defense from Butler.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Gasol kicks to Butler. First quarter, just over a minute played. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Green. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Gasol's shot is good.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
Last game for the Bulls, it was a loss to Cleveland.
You know, it seemed like once it went to overtime, the confidence from both teams just really seemed to go in opposite directions, and unfortunately for them, they were on the wrong side of that equation.
And, you know, Greg, that's the case a lot of times when you have an uneven matchup like that. I mean, the longer it stays close, the more the underdog starts to believe it can win.
Johnson gets the bucket.
They got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
Now here's Brooks. And there's a minute 45 left here in the opening quarter. Offensive rebound. A nice shot by Gasol.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
The Nets have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Booker dishes to Sanders. Lopez with the steal. And here we go with Brooks running it up the court. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it. Good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Green, no luck.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Chris Anderson is checked in for Sanders. Thomas Robinson comes in for Trevor Booker. And it's Carter in for Green.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up. And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
Now here's Anderson. Aaron Brooks missing his last shot. 4 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. Out to Carter. He dishes it to Rose. Here's Robinson. And the first shot of the night for him missing. The 3. And he gets it to go. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the first. The 3 from Johnson. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do right there, Greg, and the timing was right on time.
Star center Joakim Noah talked about the intensity of this.
I feel like we're the hungriest team in the NBA. That's a great feeling to be able to say that. Like, whether we shoot the ball well or don't shoot the ball well, win or lose, we know that we're going out there every night, giving everything we got with no regrets.
You know, I think Joakim can certainly make a case, Clark, for Chicago being that famished 5, especially with Rose back on the court.
There's no doubting that, Kevin. I mean, even the addition of Gasol with his 2 rings, the way he left things in L.A., that left him with an appetite that has him still hustling.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Brooklyn.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Brooks is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Mirotic in at the small forward. It's Anderson with the drive. Carter outside. And the pass to Sloan. Heinrich kicks to Robinson. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Shot clock at 5. Mirotic against Anderson. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. And the baseline jumper, no good. Nets leading by 4.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Brook Lopez is checked in for the Bulls. Dunleavy comes in for Mirotic. Rose kicks to Booker. Back to Rose. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
2 minutes. The drive by Brooks. That's good. Brooks has got 5 points so far.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air. You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other 2, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Here's Booker. And he gets the bucket.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation. You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
Vince Carter, he's checked in for Brooklyn. The Bulls also changing it up. Gibson comes in for Pau Gasol. And Tony Snell subbed in for Brooks. Here's Snell, defended by Carter. Snell kicks to Dunleavy. He feeds it to Lopez. Butler in the corner. Shot on the wing, and he gets it to go. Butler's got his first 2 points of the night. Brooklyn leading by 4. And it's Carter penetrating, misses from short range. Now Chicago's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Snell kicks to Lopez. The kick outside to Butler. Near the three-point line, it's Dunleavy. The shot is off.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Carter, the pass to Sanders. Johnson kicks to Booker. Outside Rose. 6 to shoot. Carter down low, defended by Butler. A nice shot by Carter. 5 seconds left here in the second. From deep three-point range, got it off in time, but it's no good. And that does it for the first half of play. Nets lead by 6. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And now, the third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Booker out there with Johnson. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then there's Sanders. And it's Green in at the 2. So that's the group for Lionel Hollins as we begin the second half. And Sanders kicks to Rose. Over in the corner, Green wants to get it to Booker and does. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Shots, gentlemen.
Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Stolen by Rose. Rose back up. He lays it in. Booker's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nets.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Chris Anderson is checked in for Sanders. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Joe Johnson. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Derrick Rose. Nice shot by Brooks.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then. And that's over a decade later.
And Sloan kicks to Anderson. Stolen by Noah. Noah with the block. Over to the left wing. Another shot, just 4 to shoot. Robinson's checked in for the Nets. Carter comes in for Green. Bulls trail by 4. Brooks dishes to Butler. Mirotic, a screen on Carter. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Butler's got his second basket of the night.
And getting back to Dunleavy's consistency here in his later years, he's one of those guys who has really ramped up the nutrition. He's hitting the weight room. I could make the case that he was a tougher, better player last year, especially on defense, than at any other time in his career.
The shot by Carter, nobody around. Oh, and he misses the dunk. Here we go, one-on-one to tie. And Butler gets it to go on the assist from Mirotic. And it's 6 points for Butler.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Chicago calls timeout.
And listen, the Nets had an up-and-down year on offense last season, but the one thing they always did was finish their drives. Very good at getting things to drop off the bounce. That was a strength last season.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Tony Snell comes in for Jimmy Butler. For the Nets, and they're driving. They were fantastic, Clark. Second in the league last year in field goal percentage off those drives.
And a big reason for that is the strength and size of their guards, because they all can finish in traffic, and that's how you get high shooting percentages. You have to make tough shots against contact.
Carter right side. Just 5 to shoot. From the arc. The shot is off.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, impressive effort from both on the backboard.
And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Some changes for Brooklyn. Harry Sanders is checked in for Anderson. Johnson comes in for Hollis Jefferson. And it's Rose in for Donald Sloan. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Dunleavy's checked in. Out to Brooks. Gibson setting the pick for Brooks. Offensive rebound. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And the Bulls lead by 2.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Vince Carter on the wing. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Tie game in Brooklyn. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. And the Nets with possession here. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So the Bulls 5 right now. At small and power forward, it's Dunleavy and Gasol. Jimmy Butler is out there with Brooks. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Rose goes in on the money from 12 feet away. Rose has got the game tied up here for the Nets.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Brooks misses.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaking.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
The Bulls shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Butler against Green. Outside Butler. Sinks the 15-footer. Butler's got the lead up to 2 now for the Bulls.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but a much better half since they changed hoops. They're really looking strong here.
Sanders passes to Rose. And Butler sends it back. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. The Nets making a switch here. Sloan's checked in. On the wing, Johnson, defended by Butler. Lopez with the block. Brooks, left side. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Butler missing again.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Butler with the steal. Outside Gasol. Brooks kicks to Butler. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Brooks has got his 5th assist in this one. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Chicago calls timeout. They're up by 2. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. No good from Gasol. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Now here's Rose. He's covered closely. Here's Anderson. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Their turnaround jumper. Mike Dunleavy is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, a bit over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to them.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. .55 seconds left in the fourth. Gasol buries it.
Somebody set a fire under Pau Gasol.
Brooklyn with the ball. Dishes to Anderson. He kicks it to Sanders. Money!
My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business for sure. You're right.
I tell you what, he is an imposing finisher around the rim. He makes it look a little too easy.
To the left side wing. Dunleavy for 3. Buries it from outside.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. From deep, Green. Lopez grabs the board. And they go to the intentional foul. Chicago with the ball. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed breathing room. 2-possession game now.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're trailing by 5. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, coaches tell them take the easy points in a hurry and then foul as soon as possible.
Yeah, but you don't want to foul blindly, though. I think teams make a mistake when they do that. Go for the steal. See if you can force a mistake, and then see what happens after that.
At the line for the Nets, Aaron Brooks.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They trail by 7. There's 14 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of here.
Here's Larkin. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, a nice win for you tonight, Joakim. What was the attitude of the team coming into this game and just in general?
Yeah, we played hard tonight. We're getting better. We just got to keep going. You know, it's a work in progress. And, you know, we just got to keep fighting and get as many W's as possible.
Congratulations, Joakim. We appreciate it. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching and standing by for the